Hello, crypto and mining community. This is Max Voltage here, and today I have a video regarding what nobody really wants to talk about. And that is that mining is going to no longer be profitable in the near future. The merge coming up with Ethereum is going to cause a drastic change in Ethereum, in just overall mining. Obviously, Ethereum mining will be going away. There still will be coins that you can do on ETH hash, but basically the TLDR is mining is going to be unprofitable after the merge. There's really no two ways about it. And I'll go through the numbers as to why I believe that this will be the case. So far, I know that BBT has put out videos showing like what would need to happen in order for mining to be profitable. Coins would have to skyrocket in price, more than one, not just one. But again, planning for the future, you really have to look at where we are right now, and you can't guess as to where certain coins might or could be in the next 6 to 9 months. We're going to look at where things are today, and if the merge was to happen today, where would we be? Because that's the only thing we can base a judgment on at this point, is where are we today? Everything else is speculation, but as a miner, you need to plan. You need to plan to make sure that you are prepared for the best case and the worst case, and that you're constantly looking at that to make sure that you're protecting yourself. So with all that said, first off, I want to definitely thank Seb for putting this together. Seb FinTech did a great job in putting together this spreadsheet. So this is actually the revised spreadsheet, but let me show you a couple of things. So this one is, well, actually this one is the original spreadsheet. I just made a copy of it and but basically none of these numbers have been changed. So when he did this original video, the net hash rate for Ethereum was 685 terahash. Now it's 912. The amount of hash rate that's been added to the network has been incredible since this original video came out. I've updated all of these numbers, but even with the old numbers, the hash rate, so let's think about this. So obviously you can't just look at hash rate and then say they're all equivalent. You have to look at the equivalent hash rate. So if we're looking at, just let's take something for example, take Firo or Raven coin. They're going to hash on a 3070, they're going to hash about 30, while on Ethereum, they're going to hash a little bit over 60. So in order to get the equivalent hash rate, you have to take that ratio into account. And that's what Seb is doing on this spreadsheet. Did a great job of that. And yes, we're taking some liberties in the way we're looking at this, and the fact that we are assuming that everybody's got 3070s. It's a very, very, as you can see, it's very, very complex, but even with that, it does show like what the percentage of hash rate is on Ethereum and where all that hash rate is going to have to go. So again, if we're looking at as if everybody has a 3070, okay, and that's what we're basing everything on, based on his old numbers, the ones he did a while ago, the effective Ethereum hash rate was 91.5% of the total hash rate. 91.5%. Now, with the new numbers of where we are now, we're at 94%, because as I mentioned, you have Ethereum that has now gone up to 912 terahash. So that obviously has increased the percentage share that they have of the entire mining world. The total hash rate of mining is now 94% on Ethereum. So, what happens when the merge takes place? When it takes place, that hash rate has to find a home. 94% of the total hash rate that has to find a new home. The difficulty that is going to increase with this happening is going to be incredible. So right now, I basically said, just to kind of show the different numbers. So basically the altcoin's total net hash rate as compared to Ethereum's hash rate is just under 60 terahash, while Ethereum has 912 terahash just by itself. So that's what we're talking about here. So this 912 terahash has to get spread out amongst all these coins. So that factor, if we say that 0% of Ethereum hash rate is going to go away, which isn't true, but let's just say it's not going to go away. That means there's a factor of 16, 1/16 that is going to affect all the other coins spread out amongst all the other coins. So let's look at a more let's not even look at a more realistic number. Let's look at where, based on today's numbers and based on the fact of the price of where everything is today. Okay. So basically what I did is I went through what to mine and looked at the 24-hour profitability numbers, and I updated their income just today. So all of this should be accurate. One of the changes I did make to Seb's spreadsheet is I did add a cost of power. I'm not sure how I'm going to make this available. I got to talk to Seb about it, but because maybe he can post it for his, but that way it gives people the opportunity to change this cost of power factor to whatever their cost of power is. In Illinois, we're actually at like 12.7, not me because I'm on variable power, but if we did 12.7, that's obviously going to make the profitability go down considerably. So definitely the cost of power is going to be a tremendous factor as to when things are going to be unprofitable for everybody. So anyway, so let's look at where the amount of Ethereum hash rate that has to go away so that it's generally a break even, so that you're not losing money once this change takes place. So if we look at just 50% goes away, we're still unprofitable on pretty much every single coin. Now, if we move that to 55%, that's where we get to the point where some of the coins are barely eking out a profit. So in this case, that would be Ergo, because it doesn't require as much power, therefore its cost of power is as much. Again, we're going to be looking at, and that's the other part of it is that eventually this is going to equalize out a bit. So right now it's showing this at 2 cents, but everything else is showing a significant loss. That means a lot more people are going to move to Ergo because of that, and we'll flatten out the rest of these. So just if 55% goes away. Now, for those people that think that 55%, oh, well, there's all ASICs, they're going to go away anyway. No, there was Ogata Girl back when we were looking at 1559, and there was a proposal to actually change from ETH hash to something similar to ETH hash. It was just basically going to make a minor modification to make it difficult for ASICs to mine on the network. Basically, the analysis was that there wasn't going to be much of a change because there, as a percentage basis, there aren't that many ASICs on the network. So their calculation at that point was like 5 to 10%. I know that seems shockingly low, but that was their evaluation back then. So let's just say it's 20%, double their estimation. We still have to get to 55% of the Ethereum hash rate will have to fall off to the point where we're just starting to look at being able to break even. So, really, if we look at 60, that's when things start to, 60. That's when things start to look a little bit better, but we're still, barely, either barely unprofitable or barely profitable on coins. So really we would need to get closer to about 65%. That's when you're starting to get, okay, now we got a couple of coins that, okay, you're at 2 cents unprofitable on this one. And again, it's all based upon the cost of power. If, you lower this to 0.9, which is really closer to, not 0.9, 0.09. Yeah, 0.9 would look really bad. 0.09. And now things are starting to look a little bit interesting, but the point where, okay, I might have a few coins that I would want to mine with my hardware to support the networks and not lose my butt in the process because of the cost of power. And again, if you lower it even further than that down to 0.08, which I have been at in the past, yeah, now things get interesting. Now things become, okay, but again, this is at 65% of the Ethereum hash rate going away. 65%. That's an incredible amount. And I don't know about you, but I've enjoyed mining. It's going to be tough for me to turn off the rigs. I'm already planning on it when this happens, but it's not easy. We all enjoy it. And I think there's going to be a major resistance from miners to turning off their miners, where basically we're going to head into what I'm going to call a mining ice age. I know that the Ethereum difficulty bomb has been referred to as the ice age. I'm referring to a different type of ice age where Ethereum just shuts off, causing a mining ice age where mining is no longer profitable for a period of time. And mining has been through these periods before. It'll come back, but the hash rate is going to have to come down. There will be what I'm calling the purge. There's absolutely going to be a purge. There's going to be people who FOMO'd in, and they're going to realize that, okay, I'm not making money at this anymore. Now I need to get rid of my hardware. So there will be quite a bit of hardware that will go on sale. This has been no secret. We've talked about this amongst the community, but again, the real scare is, okay, fine, people buy up this hardware. Are they going to immediately put it back online? If they put it back online, it isn't going to lower the hash rate. So it is going to be for a very interesting time when the merge occurs. So what I'm encouraging everybody to do, and again, this isn't financial advice. I'm sharing what I am doing and how I'm analyzing things. And you really need to look at what you're doing and make sure that you're not putting yourself in a bad financial position. The way I look at it is there's a brick wall coming. We're all racing towards that brick wall. We don't know where the brick wall is. Is it around the corner? And if we're heading at 100 miles an hour into this brick wall, we're going to crash. And I'm trying to avoid that, where I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to jump out of the car so that I don't crash into the brick wall. That's what I'm trying to do. And what that is exactly, I haven't figured out yet, but I'm continually evaluating the market, evaluating what GPUs cost. What's the right time to liquidate your GPUs if that's what you choose to do? At what time is it the right time to just say, okay, I'm going to just turn everything off and just wait. And just wait until things become profitable again. That's obviously another strategy. So the other strategy is that you liquidate, and then when everything goes on sale, you rebuy everything. Just things to consider, but please, please, please don't think that the merge is not going to have a significant effect on profitability to the point where it's not going to be profitable. It won't be. The only thing that stops that from happening is if something absolutely crazy happens and we get these huge increases in the price of crypto, of a lot of these coins. I mean, again, we're talking about 94% of the hash rate is Ethereum. Even if you say, okay, the market price change, let's put this back to a more reasonable. Let's say that 20% of the hash rate is ASICs. And if you notice, none of these are ETH hash based coins, because all the ASICs will be able to move over to the ETH hash based coins. So I didn't want to include that. And I'm sure that's why Seb didn't include any of those in here. But when I was reviewing this, I was like, great, those aren't in here. Perfect. Because that's where all the ASICs are going. So let's say that, and let's just say magically another 20% falls off for one reason or the other. So let's say 40%. And then we also say that the market price change after it goes away, after Ethereum mining goes away. Let's say it goes up by 3 times. Market price on everything triples. Now we become profitable. But again, these are big ifs. Do we really think that every coin is going to triple between now and June and with no increase in hash rate? That's the other key. You know, this hash rate for Ethereum is only going to go up from here. It's not stopping. Nobody has, you know, I mean, how many people do we know that are still buying GPUs? Me included. I think there's still enough time that we can break even. I mean, really, I don't see this slowing down at all until March or April, which when more of the talk about the merge actually happening and when it's actually going to happen might finally have an effect on it. But again, this is only going to get worse. So let's move it to like 2 times, which I think is, some may go up, some may go down. Then, yeah, looks like we might be profitable on some things, unprofitable on others. Like I said, I think this is unrealistic. I think more likely we're going to see 20% fall off the network initially. That's going to be the ASICs and some other roundabout miners that will just decide to bail. Best case, I think we're looking at about a 50% increase overall. Again, that's best case. Because remember, we're not just talking about one coin. One coin could skyrocket, but having every single coin go up 50% between now and June, yeah, I don't see that as being reasonable. And again, this analysis is only going to get worse as more and more people mine Ethereum, and this continues to gain more and more share of the market of the miners. So again, if we look at 1.5 and 20%, now you can see everything's unprofitable. Again, the point of this video is to have you have a plan. And I should even say that was at the cost of power at 0.08 instead of 10 cents, which is more of a standard. You can see then definitely things are not profitable. So when we go back to what I talked about before, 40 and 2, you can see we're barely profitable. Some things are unprofitable. Some things are profitable, but overall we're about break even on it with 40% and with the market price on everything going up by 2. Just not feasible. So again, have a plan. Think about what's happening. Be aware of what's happening. Be aware of what effect that is going to have on your operation and what you're doing, so that you're not surprised and you're not disappointed and you're not affected financially by what's coming. So, and hey, as with every other miner, I hope Ethereum continues for another 9, 12, 18 months. That would be great. But we can't plan for it. The information we have now is that they believe they're going to be able to have it done by June. You know, that have it rolled out, the fork will be complete. Is it possible it won't? Yes, it's possible. But I believe that they're closer than they've ever been. I listened to the all-core devs calls. Everything is telling me that they are on track to meeting, maybe not June. It's hard to tell if June's a feasible date or not, but they have definitely checked off a number of boxes. So again, please be aware, be in the know, make sure you know what's happening, and make sure you know when that brick wall is coming up. I don't want to see any of you crash into it. So again, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for tuning in. I will be talking about it on Mondays with Max tonight. So if you have any questions about this and any questions on the analysis, I will be discussing this at length, and I look forward to further explaining it and further answering anybody's questions on this. So if you like this kind of content, please click the like down below, click the thumbs up, And also, if you like this kind of content, please subscribe and hit the bell notification as well. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and you have a good day.